it up, let it ride. Yeah, Adoption Pod.
Mick and Mike, yeah, they on the air. Breaking walls with that crypto flair. Deep dives roll, yeah, minds aware. Good vibes float everywhere. Tapping now, yeah, the stream go live. Big ideas, feel the energy rise. If you here right now, then you ride on time. Welcome to the future, enjoy the ride. Hands up, yeah, let it load. Sound check, let the people load. Check, yeah, feel the vibe, let the beat unfold. When it drops, yeah, the story told. Adoption Pod, yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption Pod, they run the show. Let's go. Yeah, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. Pioneers with minds so bright, lighting paths in the crypto night. Questions fly, answers ignite, changing lives left and right. From the blocks to the blockchain age, real talk when they hit that stage. If you're learning something, then mission complete. Mass adoption start with a seed. Adoption Pod, yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption Pod, they run the show. Blocks are building, truth reveals. Digital world, a brighter field. Yeah, masters learning, wounds are healed. This is the future, the deal is sealed. Locked in, Adoption Pod, yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption Pod, they run the show. Run it. Adoption Pod. Adoption Pod. Adoption Pod.
Yo.
Sorry.
Welcome back to another episode of the Adoption Pod, episode 39. Yo, 40 is going to be in Vegas.
Yeah. Dude, that is crazy. I didn't even think about that. We're going to do it live?
Fuck it, we'll
do it live.
Absolutely, we'll do it live. I got a whole new camera set up and everything. The only thing, from my past experience in the Bitcoin conference, in the actual conference, the Wi-Fi sucks.
Oh no!
When you go outside to like the foyer by like the windows, it's much better.
Yeah.
So just
sorry, I'm trying to. Can you notice my new shirt? I just want to make sure.
I love it. All my good shits are packed. Well, I guess except for this one. This is the last good one. I got this.
Yeah, I'm bringing you one for here, and then you got one for me, and we're gonna look pretty fresh when we get to Vegas. They don't know what's coming.
Snazzy. Yeah, Vdex is gonna take it by storm. Again, it's the Bex exchange out there. Shout out to our sponsor. I do not trade anywhere else. I don't see a need to. Like I get everything I need from Vdex. I trade every day. I just joined that trading competition today, and I'm already top 13. I'm top 13.
Dang.
I made three trades today. I'm top 13.
That's pretty good.
So,
what do you think about? We haven't had a chance to talk since all these other DeFi hacks and things going on this week, but you know, the way we're architecture makes us pretty immune to that, as we, you know, store all of our users' funds individually in vaults, so we don't have pooled liquidity risk. We're not commingling your funds with other users so that fake wrapped Ethereum is getting swapped for real Ethereum. It's just not going to happen on Vdex. Yeah. So
I think the conversation in Vegas that's going to be extremely important to those people.
ZK state channels, baby.
Well, all you got to say, it's just like the Lightning Network, and then you'll have them
for everything.
Yeah, exactly. No, it should be fun. Vdex, again, that's the key aspect. The ZK state channels, no dark pool. So they're in dark pools, so you're not getting hunted. They don't know your stop losses. You're always custodying your crypto, and that's my biggest thing. As the type of investor I am, it's always about protecting capital, and that's the way to do it in your own wallet, controlled by you. And there's no,
agreed.
Bitcoin maxis and the Bitcoin, vibe is like there's no counterparty risk when you're in Bitcoin, just holding your own wallet, and you're kind of getting rid of counterparty risk there. So really, really cool stuff. We have an amazing guest. The new Vdex community lead, Cristian, is joining us. I heard he's got like a really cool resume, and I want to hear about it. So let's bring him on.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on,
Hi,
Cristian?
guys.
Welcome.
Cristian.
How's it going?
Not
G-
bad,
was
not
it,
bad.
I was about to say GM, GN, GN.
Right?
All of the above.
Good evening.
I've been meaning to tell you that when you have your shark behind you and I can't see like the shark web, it looks like he's holding a roll of toilet paper.
I was going to say the same thing.
Really? I mean, when you need to go, you need to go.
I mean,
Hey, when you have coffee too, right? Hey.
so I just thought I'd say it live on air instead of at one of our
I'm going to go like this.
Oh,
a little to the left.
ninjutsu.
Well, excited to have you on. So I very recently met Cristian, who I don't know how I hadn't met him before because we know so many people in common. He was just up in New York City at the Poly Market event with Ellie Starr. Their best friend, like we have so many, and I just brought on 2 new BDs and they're all like, oh yeah, we know. Like, so apparently everyone in the space knew him but me, but he happened to see a post where I was reaching out for a community manager and reached out and had a damn impressive resume. And I was like, okay, I get a lot in DMs, right? Whenever I post, I kind of know that's going to happen. And I go through them as quickly as possible. I don't remember what made me stand out, kind of pause at your pitch and look at your resume and stuff, but I'm grateful you did. Like that's the best way to get roles in the space is by directly reaching out to people hiring and especially within your network. And you can see that there's tons of mutuals and that gives auto trust. So, our space is highly built around trust or it falls apart with a lack thereof. So pleasure to have you on the show in this other context than at work. Let's get an introduction. So I'm streaming on Facebook too. So remember that you're streaming too. So my Aunt Debbie messaged me today. She was like, I watched
Aunt Debbie. Hi, Aunt Debbie.
She's like, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get some of the crypto. Doing the Lord's work. So tell us about you. How did you get into crypto? What roles have you held? And where are you at now?
Yeah, so I am a marketer by trade. I've been in professionally working in marketing for about a decade, I would say, a little bit more. I first started personally as a creator. I had a blog in college, and it was a lifestyle. It was a fashion lifestyle blog. It was all about everything about my life. And I was living in DR, then I was living in Miami. I was finishing school, and I just knew that marketing was my passion, and creating content was something that I wanted to do at a bigger scale. And back then, the wave of influencers and bloggers at that time was something that was very popular, up and coming. I moved to New York right after finishing school to pursue that and work in digital strategy. And there were like 15 of us, of boys. Obviously, girls were really, really big back then. And I hustled my way into the industries, and I worked with some of the most amazing brands. I worked with Cartier, I worked with Ferragamo, I worked with Dell Computers, Grand Marnier, H&M. I've worked with many, many brands across all different verticals and industries. Super grateful. And it was all hustle and determination and really, really wanting it. And that's something that has really driven me, something that I was taught, growing up. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, and they have always fostered that in me. And so when I moved to New York, I established myself in that industry, and I started consulting, doing art direction, working in socials, and I had my own business basically. And I ventured into crypto during the pandemic at first, buying, investing. But I saw a friend of mine, he was super successful, and I remember one thing that I heard somewhere, or I was taught, and it was like, go and ask the successful people, or the people that you want to, that have the results that you want to have, how they do it, close to those kind of people. And I remember telling my friend, like, okay, we were part of a bigger group, and I said, okay, I want to distance myself from this group because I want to focus a little bit more on myself. And you have a lot of the qualities in a friendship or a person that I also want to have. And he took me under his wing and he taught me how to invest in stocks, and he taught me about crypto. And so I started buying. Then one day my mom heard that I was in crypto, and she was like, "Oh, your aunt and your cousin made like a couple $100,000 with some pictures." And I was like, "What?"
Oh,
So I
man.
told him like, "Hey, we need to get brunch as soon as possible." We met up, and he was like, "Yeah, there's some JPEGs and they're worth this, and Gary V and this and that." And he basically onboarded me into NFTs. And couple, like I would say 1, 2 months into 3 months, back in 2021, I believe, in the middle of NFT bull run, I joined an incredible project from day one called Hape. Back then it was called Hape Bees, then it was rebranded Hape Prime, then Hape Labs. And basically I joined as a community member and became a moderator within the first 2 days, 3 days, and grew with them. It was one of the biggest projects on Ethereum in terms of audience, in terms of users, community members. And I helped set up a Discord that was pretty big, almost 500,000 users, active users, 450,000 bots banned. And I basically, my mission there, and this is what I discovered, a different passion than it was for creating content, because I was also a little bit burnt out from doing it for so many years. And I discovered my passion into community building and working in growth, basically. And we created this huge, beautiful community globally, international, all over. And yeah, Hape grew to an incredible pace. I became the community lead, and then I transferred. I was also promoted into the marketing lead, where I was overseeing all of our strategic partnerships, helping onboard some incredible brands into the space like Diesel, Jägermeister, Coca-Cola, Under Armour through partnerships. And I was with them for 3.5 years, and I left last year, and I started working consulting in different projects on Abstract, streaming as well, and perps trading a lot on the side. And that has all led me here. Well, one day I saw a post from Nick, just popped in my algorithm and reached out, and now I am working together with Nick at Vdex in community and growth as our community lead.
It's always the universe. It puts it in your algo, right? Like whatever's meant to be will be.
Yeah, you just have to have the hustle and determination, and
That's
be
right.
confident in yourself and like what you can bring, and yeah, you just got to go out there. You can't wait for the opportunity to come.
Told me, dude. We're
there's
super
something.
grateful to have you. I can't say enough good things. Mike, what do you have to ask him in particular?
I was just going to comment on this one thing that you said. It was, was just distancing yourself with one group to another, and it was kind of the same thing for me. Like I grew up in a family, like 9-to-5 workers, blue collar and everything like that, and like I didn't have anybody in my life that like had that example. When I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, that like changed my whole look on everything. And then he had another book called Fake, which is about teachers, fake teachers, how like, you have a teacher at school teaching you math, but they're not a mathematician, right? So they don't have the actual experience to go along with it. So it's just learning from the right people. So my mentors have become millionaires and billionaires. I've read their books. I've studied them. I've watched, like one of my mentors in trading has been a trader for 30 years and he's been very successful, right? Like that's who I want to follow because they have the lifestyle. They act in a certain way. And I've actually been thinking about like a video I want to create is like, about creating wealth. And it's really up here. Like wealth is a mindset and a set of behaviors. It's not, I'm smarter than you, or you're smarter than me. It's not about that. It's all about how you act, and you are a product of your environment. So like, boom, I hit so hard when you said that.
Comments, Christian?
What, sorry?
Oh, do you have anything to say back to that? I mean, I'm sure.
No, I'm glad. I actually read that book as well, Robert Kiyosaki, when I was 16 years old. Okay. And yeah, no, I feel super identified. My entire career, I think my biggest mentors and supporters were my parents. So grateful because I know that not everybody has that same experience. And everything that I know from business, sales, work ethics, responsibility, humility, transparency, and loyalty, everything was because of my parents. And then later on, I became very good at reading people and observing and identifying the people that I did want to surround myself. And it all comes from like how you're raised or how you learn about yourself to survive in life, right? And the skill sets you learn, because sometimes we don't all have access to the same opportunities since the beginning or the same upbringing. But I've always said it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are or what you're doing, but it's how bad you want it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that because you come from a group of people or friends or family or background that will determine you. It takes one to get out of that status quo or that ongoing loop. And I'm so grateful that I have this friend, which is literally like my brother, and the people that I've always tapped into and reached out to them have always been very supportive. And if that person doesn't want to like teach me or help me, I will find another person that will, because there are a ton of people out there that, you even myself, like when people reach out to me with a question about content creation, about growth, or about finding an opportunity, I'm always available. Like my DMs are always open, or I see a request. And if there's anything genuine about something wanting to connect, I'm always open, which is what you have to be when you're leading a community, right?
Dude, I might have to send you a DM. My account needs help.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll be in your DMs later too.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with X, but like I've been stuck at like 1,300 followers, and then it would go up, and then they have these bot bans down. It'd be like,
oh, it's me. I think Nikita did like a little purge with with like bot accounts. I think I lost like 100, and I was like, oh, see. To my
every time I say GM to a female, I get a million other females, and they're all fake, right?
Yeah.
Because
what's driving me crazy is the Telegram bots like reaching out to scam and like being like, "Hi, I am from blah blah blah. How are you?" And I'm like, "I don't want to talk to you, man."
Yeah. I was going to build our whole marketing strategy around that before you got here. So thankfully, I'm joking.
I had one on Discord.
One of the things I thought about, I was like, God, you could just automate and scrape and reach out, all these different things. But
as long as it's not creepy, like, "Hi, I am from XYZ country, and how are you feeling today?" Like,
that's a little sus, probably.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you my seed phrase.
Yeah.
Right. I had one the other day on Discord message me faking to be J Chains, and I know him personally, so it's funny because the way he's talking, like, this is not how he talks at all.
Definitely not J Chains, dude.
So
that's one of the biggest problems in the space, like people impersonating people. I almost had my account hacked a while ago. I know a bunch of other people have. How have you navigated and what I really want to work up to here is credibility. Like, you are someone who has been in the space for a long period of time. You've had continued success. You've made valuable connections, which you've maintained over the years. That is one of the key signals to me of, I almost don't even really need to interview you. I mean, I will. And obviously I want to like verify some of this stuff, but that's what you need in Web3, right? It really takes time, trust building, consistency. So how did you, when you start out, I mean, I remember how when I started out, and I have my little 100 followers from my GameStop days, I was like, there's no way. And I looked up to like Ashley DeCan and some of these bigger influencers who had started in the previous cycle. And I was like, if I ever get like 1,000 followers, I'm going to be so grateful. And then that happened fairly quickly for me because I started working for my first NFT project. What was that journey like you? It's a trial and error. It's a roller coaster. Tell us about your journey of growth, because you've done a wonderful job building your page out personally.
Thank you. It started so long ago in Web 2 that I was able to build like really good platforms and a name for myself, and it was my passion. Literally since I was very, very young, it was a passion. It was my passion. I'm in my 30s now, but I've had this for as long as I can remember, this idea of building something around myself and being my authentic self, and just doing something that can affect or impact people positively the same way that some other have done to me. And not everything is financial, not every or transactional. And so I started creating content, and I've always done my research. I've always been very determined. I've been very organized and very goal oriented. Through that, I've met a lot of incredible people, and obviously I've met other people that have not been so incredible, just like anyone can be. But that hasn't stopped me. And when I meet people, I offer them myself genuinely. I don't look into people as a transactional relationship. And even, which is crazy, that my biggest opportunities have all come to me because I lead with myself, and I don't lead with it being a transaction or something that I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get to you for you to get me me to, or for you to post me. Sorry, I'm not trying to get something out of you, not followers, not a work opportunity, or something else. And those genuine relationships have also supported me to the point where I'm at. Even within crypto and Web3, it's so funny. Some of my closest friends are some of the most successful creators or founders or BDs and people that I've known since the beginning or that I've met through the way. And my approach to one person or the other has never changed. I treat everybody equally, and I offer them my friendship. I've offered them my support. I have never gate kept anything. I've always been like, oh, if I have an opportunity and I know it can benefit you, I will share that. And I feel like life and also the people around me have also returned that to me. And so I am a really good hustler, that I can say. And I am very confident. I am good at talking to people. I am good at connecting because I know myself. I know where I want. I know where I'm headed. But I do it with, being very genuine about it. I don't.
And humble. I mean, you don't come across as you are so confident. And I love that. I can't wait till you and I get to do a conference together. The last
I love that.
My friend Lily.
I love that.
I
posted many events back when in Hape, and I love having a microphone and talking and connecting with people and sharing my life stories or learning or presenting something. I think it's, many people have their thing. That's one of mine for sure.
Yeah.
So exciting. your buddy got you into crypto. I gotta ask, what was the first coin you ever bought?
Ethereum.
Same.
Ethereum, and then Cosmos, or was it Atom? Cosmos. I think it's Cosmos.
Oh, Atom.
Atom. Yeah. It was that I never got into Bitcoin early, because I just, in my head, I was like, okay, give me the coin that is the cheapest, but also has the most potential to do many exits.
You're strategic.
Yeah, strategically, and I was like, because I was like, okay, if I put $100 in Bitcoin, like, when will that give me 200?
Yeah.
And I remember I got in when ETH was $700, I think, and then my friend got in when ETH was at $100.
Yeah, that's kind of where I started. I started at $80. I think I caught in 2018. I didn't know nothing about crypto though. Like I made some money that summer. It had gone up, and I'm like, oh, I sold and everything. And I didn't even know it was pre-halving still. Like I didn't even know about the halving. But I got in actually after that, and when crypto came back up, I'm like, oh, I got to start paying attention to this thing. It's actually like a real thing. And I got in as a miner. I was mining Ethereum.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's how I got in. Then I got into, honestly, what got me into Bitcoin is because Ethereum moved to proof of stake, and they kind of said, F you to the miners, even though the miners, we had a big meeting, and we had one of a very popular miner that's been an OG miner. He was on the board with them, and they kind of what's the word? They talked down to him basically, and it was and it was bad taste and bad juju. So they went to proof of stake. I went to Bitcoin, and I went to something. I'm like, honestly, the big thing that came out of that was that was a huge change for Ethereum. They changed the whole algorithm to be able to be proof of stake. And for me, I like crypto. I don't like the devs having that much power, because where's the line, right? Where's the line where a dev can just say, maybe this direction, we go this way. And, I feel like a lot of the devs in Ethereum just did what, a lot of them just did what Vitalik did. was wanted, right? Like they were on, like, you know, it's cliquey, you know what I mean? You have, it's kind of like politics here. You have, you know, we'll do a deal with you, you vote for me. Like I feel it's like it could be like that, whereas Bitcoin doesn't have that. Bitcoin doesn't have someone running it. There's no, the miners either vote or not to, you know, fork or use the same algorithm, and they've been continuing to use the same algorithm for what, 16 years now. Like we're going to be at 20 years by next bull run. So that's where I got in Bitcoin. I saw the value. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Bitcoin max a year.
I'm such a dumb idiot. I don't know how I missed any of those things. Like I just always buy the worst, like, but then later, you know, like GameStop and things like that, I do well, but like I'm good at, I just never heard about. I was so deep in the.
I was day trading with the whole game stuff happened.
Yeah.
It's so funny. They always say cryptos for you know, for you know, scammers and criminals, and it's funny because the guy that told me about crypto was a drug dealer. So
that's amazing. I love that.
You did a good deed.
I want to talk a little bit about community as a moat. And I know I put that, I didn't tell you I wanted to talk about that, but I did. I hope you saw it on the alert that we put out earlier, or the post tweet, whatever they're called these days. How do you view community, and what is your approach and your philosophy, and how do you, like, in my mind, your community can be a moat, and it's not your main moat, but you need that, right? You need your community to especially not be turning against you. We're at Dex, we're busy, things are happening. It's innovative and experimental technology. So we have, you know, tickets for different things that constantly, like, do you view your role as more of like problem resolution, or like active community growth and building out that moat? And core group of believers inside of a project? Just want to hear your thoughts on how you approach community.
You know, I always like to rename my role as growth. That's what I feel like it is more.
Yeah.
I have been through a lot of these conversations because in my previous experience, obviously managing such a big community, you can say people sometimes feel like instead of community members, they feel like consumers or users. And I think that's a big mistake for a company or a project or a team to see their people as a consumer and not just community, and not also a community member, someone who's also part of your vision. And I think it's more important to welcome people to your vision as a member of it than just someone that's going to consume and leave. They can leave anywhere. If you're literally fostering a community, growing, you're giving them the opportunity to also be part of where you're headed and what you're creating. And I think that is the way that I've identified quickly as soon as I joined Web3. I was also an NFT user, flipper. I would grind. I remember spending 24 hours in the chat to get a whitelist. Like
let's not go there.
I was like in my bed at 8 a.m. and I was like, wow, that was it. I'm not even at the bars. And like, this is the first time that I'm actually grinding for like something. Yeah. And I didn't like that feeling because it felt like there was a rush, yes, for the financial opportunity, but then like I knew that these people would just see me. They didn't see me differently. I knew that I wasn't doing it because I felt identified. And I think as part of a community lead or a growth lead, it's so important that marketing as a whole, community, you are working, but you're also sharing the vision with the people so that the people can see the opportunity, get in and grow with you. Yeah. That is the most important thing. I am really against of creating a feeling that people are just transactional, as I said before, and that they're just here to create a volume or do something like that. So I make sure that, yes, there is customer service, which is like very typical of like B2C or B2B approach, but also whenever I'm implementing a growth strategy or working with activations or onboarding people, I make sure that it's part of a bigger picture. And it's not just a customer service like, hi, this is my script. This is how I'm supposed to talk to you or how I'm supposed to greet you. These are the opportunities I have for you. Yeah. I like make sure that it's very personal and that if I'm welcoming you, it's because I also believe in the opportunity and that there's an opportunity for yourself as well.
Ooh, I love that. It feels good to be able to present and like give opportunities to people. I think there's different types of builders in this space, and I've noticed, like what you said in the beginning, that you're always there to help people. And I think that's something I've always, because the examples, the women who I looked up to when I first got in this space were helpful to me. Like that was an ethos that I grew up with in this space. Like help the people coming behind you. It makes you stronger. It makes your network stronger. So even if you're just a selfish person, you can do, I think the universe works like that a little bit. Like you give and then you receive, and be a good person, have a good heart, and it comes back around. But I've been to communities, and you can feel the difference between teams that like value their community, that care about the community, that view them as individual human beings, and then communities where you come in and it's like you're just, I can think of the floor it and get the fuck out moments of the space, and just there's been some wild customer service moments. Somebody should put together a book of like all the worst customer service moments of Web3 that just, you could write a book about it. But that to me, like you have that first chance to make a first impression. And your first couple interactions with these community members are so important. And being genuine and leading with yourself and not leading with the product is so like, you get it. You're just somebody who gets it. And I, just applaud, and I appreciate you having you on the team, obviously, so much. It's just filled a gap that we've had for a really long time. And we can call you growth if you want, probably. I think it sounds good. So community growth, whatever. I actually gave myself, I was the chief credit distribution officer for a while. So I think we're pretty flexible.
You're going to hear it here first on the Adoption Pod, the new book. It's how to blow up your community in 30 days.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going to pay out right that by tomorrow.
That's it. Claude, get to work.
I like
oh
that.
my God.
So I want to talk a little bit about, because we as Vdex is a sponsor of our show, of course, we very much appreciate that. But we also have a trading competition on that Mike has already kind of alluded to. He's in 13th place. Incredible. Congratulations. I haven't joined yet because I always suck. For some reason.
Yeah, I didn't say my P&L was good. I said my position was good.
Yeah, catch up. We're gonna catch up.
I'll be honest with you. Like I was in a negative today, but we brought down. I'm only down 1 cent, so we're basically break even. So we're okay.
That's not a bad little Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is. I guess
I had to think about that for a second. This is a Monday.
Yeah. So let's chat about that. How is the competition going? And maybe, share with the audience some framework of what we're doing with the arena. I definitely want to make some clips from this, and et cetera, et cetera. So what does that partnership look like? What does this competition look like? And what are you hearing within the community about how they're liking these different competitions and partnerships we've been presenting?
Absolutely. We're super excited. We launched our biggest trading competition yet with the arena, and it started yesterday, Monday the 20th, and it's going to be live until the 4th of May for now, right? And it's going to be 2 weeks of trading. We have $24,000 in prices. This is together with the arena. Both Vdex and the arenas are chiming in. We have different ways in which you can participate. All of our instructions and price details are together in our Discord, on Telegram, on Twitter, both the arena and ours as well. You can participate. You can start trading the competition. You must make a new deposit within the time frame of between the 20th of April and the 4th of May to be eligible. And the winners will be decided upon the leaderboard. We have a P&L leaderboard and a volume leaderboard. And the top 10 traders on each will be rewarded. I believe the first 3 are splitting at $5,000 in cash, and 7 to 10 places are splitting $5,000 in credit. 5,000 from arena credits, 5,000 from Vdex credits, 5,000, a total of 20,000. And then on top of that, we're giving the lose to earn will share a pool of 2,000 each. That from each side, 2,000 from the arena, 2,000 from Vdex, and that's a total of 24,000. And super excited because it's onboarding a lot of new blood, a lot of new people into Vdex. We've seen a lot of KOLs are catching wind of what's happening. It's a juicy prices. There are many parts, even if you win or lose participating, you're also racking up V points as well. We have so many different ways of incentives that are happening at Vdex. Not just our competition, but our competition is such a big highlight of what's going on. And this is a big opportunity. It's a great activation, and we're looking to onboard more users, more partners, more people, and spread the opportunity from Vdex all the way to the arena.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's been a very good relationship so far. Of course, Vdex is aligned with AVAX. We can't say too much about that quite yet, but lots of synergies. We've had huge deposits from the AVAX community, of course, since the partnership. They make out about 33% of our trading volume on the platform. So shout out AVAX. I was an ambassador for them for a while. It's always going to be home for me. And we're bringing on another AVAX ambassador as BD soon too. So we'll have to have her on the show. Yeah, but it is it is our biggest competition to date, $24,000. We have some big competitors. There's some pretty hefty P&Ls even in day 1 and 2. I think Kelso was up around $10,000 when I saw his last P&L. So he was winning the P&L, and then Poppy Abrams is winning on the volume side. But we definitely want to welcome anybody into the competition. And I would just say, hey, if we get a couple more whales in, and the numbers, we did like 35 million last time. If we start just blowing those numbers out of the water and bring some whales in that really inflate the volume, I would imagine we will add more tiers. So I just want to put that out there for everybody. Like, get involved. You can sign up with code AP, obviously, at Vdex to
Capital
register.
AP.
Capital AP. It is case sensitive.
It is case sensitive.
Start your account, or you can join through the arena. So use my referral code, Mikkel, if you do that, please. Love you, long time. And you can trade from directly in the arena, which is a social app, and built-in perps layers, built-in prediction market layers. Super bullish on what they're building, and grateful for the partnership. It's just a very natural synergy, and that's something as a core business initially as a B2B model, and then us having to kind of build our own product to prove out the technology. That's exactly what we're looking to replicate, is those kind of relationships. So I'm excited about it. It's I think days 7 to 10 were the peak of the last competition. So I'm very patiently waiting to see what those later days look like.
Yeah, I remember the other one I was in. It was a frenzy the last like day or two.
Yeah,
the top P&L here is it's $9,500. This guy's up, so it's pretty nice P&L, pretty dang good. So also, if you guys join and use the code AP, I will be giving you access to the Shark Daddy indicator. So I made an indicator, if you guys have been watching, on the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin. It's been killing it. I've been getting some good feedback, some other Vdex community members, and some people have gotten up to like 188% wins. Some really good trading the last couple of weeks. So we've had some really nice bullish momentum. So if you sign up, DM me I'm on Vdex Discord, I'm on the Vdex Telegram, and confirm that you signed up with the code, and you'll get access to the indicator on TradingView.
That's so cool. Christian, I think I love the way you talk about people and your genuineness. And I just tell us a story. Like, I know we heard that your mom and your dad have been very supportive and, all that. Both my parents were entrepreneurs as well. So set that example for me at a very young age. My dad had a sunglass business. So I was essentially like a carny, I guess you would say. And we'd go to fairs and sell sunglasses, and I'd start cleaning a table of sunglasses. And he'd come check behind me. If I missed one, he made me start at the very beginning and do them all over again. It drove me crazy because I have ADHD. I'm like, I'm being efficient right now. Like, that one fingerprint isn't worth. So like, that really stuck with me, and like is a big part of my work ethic that I have today, and the why that I kind of operate the way I do. So tell us a story from either a family member or somebody you've worked with over the years in crypto that has really been a defining moment that helped you like cement who you are as a person to yourself and given you that confidence that you so clearly have.
Yeah, it would have to be my mother. Funny enough, I would say my mom's background. She grew up in the countryside in Dominican Republic, and her parents. She was like her family was one of the 5 settling families in this town. and her grandparents were Spanish, and they set up a little store, and it was kind of like the convenience store in the town. And so as she was like 5 years old, she would be selling there, and she would that's where she learned accounting, like sales, and all her different skills that my grandmother taught her. And then when my grandfather passed away, my mom moved to the city, to the capital, Santo Domingo, and she got a job that she shouldn't have, but she was 15 years old, and she became assistant in the tourism board in the government, underage. And she started working there. Yeah. And she married her first husband, and she tells me this story is just the story that I tell everybody about her. She married her first husband, and she did not have any money at all. She didn't know what she was going to do, and she was in a position where she was pregnant. She didn't have undergarments. She was like in a really, really bad situation. She remembers that she got a gift. I guess her husband got a gift, a wedding gift, and it was like these jersey briefs or something, and that's what she had to use because there was no money. And she got the opportunity of taking a loan, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to start a business. I don't know what I'm going to sell. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico with this, and I'm going to buy merchandise and bring it back." She started buying women's hair accessories and jewelry, fantasy jewelry. And she started traveling every week, and she rented a little inventory place, like a little warehouse place, where she had like one light bulb and just a little desk in her inventory. And she became she would go with all that merchandise. She was 8-9 months pregnant, and she would walk this really busy street, and she would knock every door of every single establishment or store, and she would say, "These are my products. Would you like to buy any?" And then she took that, and she became one of the most successful retail wholesale vendors of accessories in her time. And this story resonates so much with me because I feel like all of us have had or at least a lot of people can identify themselves with having gone through periods of transitions where you're at your best or you're at your worst. Yeah. And it's that grit, that hustle, that hunger of becoming better and actually doing the right thing and believing in yourself and it doesn't matter what it takes, as long as you do it in the right way and you put your love and your sweat and effort into it. You just have to knock the door. So you just have to go and ask her for the opportunity. You can't wait for it to happen. And that's exactly how she built herself up. And she would tell me all these stories. And whenever I've been through periods of my life where they're not super highs or super lows, I always go to her and remember this story. And she tells me, yes, I've been through that. And that just makes you stronger. And that's a lesson. And that the answer is never giving up, believing in yourself and continue knocking on those doors.
I love that.
So that is, to me,
it's not over
that is
till
my favorite story. My favorite story that I could tell.
It's beautiful. So it's not over until I win. I don't remember. I just heard it the other day on a thing. And it's like, some people will hear that and be like, you're so driven and obsessed. And like, they always like connect it with money, right? Like, but it's, what we're doing here is so different. Like for me, money is a side effect of doing great work and working with great people on great products that are going to change the world for the better. And it's just, it sucks that we get kind of dumped in that shady influencer. You guys are all crypto people. It's like people who are working in crypto are the salt of the earth, and they care more about you than your government does, than your neighbor does, than your probably boss does. Like they really want to make meaningful changes because they see what a mess the world is. And so I think that's partly what, attracted me to you as a hire is just, everyone on the team, I think, has that higher calling. Mike, the reason I'm working with him is he has that higher calling to educate and to spread education and spread opportunity to people that will otherwise be so late to the party, it won't be meaningful.
It's funny, like you say that because, like, yeah, when I initially got into crypto, it's like, hey, I can make money here, right?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for opportunities to make money, like, and then I became an investor by being in crypto, by learning about Bitcoin. And I got older, got married, had a kid, and you start to really think about your kid's future and the future now. So like now thinking about the future, you go into investing, and it's funny you say, like, you just got to do. The people that do are the ones that succeed. The people that can think about it and not do. But when you act like, I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm a 9-to-5 worker. I'm a grease monkey. I fix cars, but I just started a business. I was mining. I treated it as a business. I started investing. I learned about taxes. I learned about this, and I'm like, and I got to a point where I realized, like, it's not that hard. Anybody can do this. It's all like, everybody complains, like, especially like when you're in a shop with a bunch of guys, everybody just complains. I pay too much tax. Everything's so expensive. It's all trauma bonding, right? And it's like, and now it's like, I look at these conversations, and I'm like, there's something you can do about it. You can't do what a millionaire does, but you can do it on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Right. As long as you have some sort of side gig and expenses. Like when I started learning about expenses, depreciation, and how to mitigate taxes, and then use your tax credit returns to go back into investing, and seeing the power of compounding, I was like, oh, I'm like, this is like, something clicked. I'm like, I have to tell people about this.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. I have all this knowledge. I got to do something with it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I love what you said earlier about have people come along with the vision, share the vision. And I'm like thinking I'm literally thinking about like my content. I'm like, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been sharing my vision. So I've been telling people how to trade, but like, I want to get into more like add trading into the whole create wealth for yourself and improve your life. Right. So I know you've already helped me on this show.
Always wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were talking about something about telling or showing the people that you work with, and something that's like, it's great. It's like like you said, I go about just sharing the vision, and that's what I lead with in my work and everything that I do. But it's also something to take into account that not everybody's going to buy what you're selling, and that's okay. It's like we all have had friends, families, coworkers, people that you meet somewhere, and you're like, you give them the opportunity, and sometimes people don't have the vision, and that's something obviously you can feel sad for them, but there is not much you can do rather than just share the vision. So you just have to feel good about yourself.
I shared the 4K Ethereum vision with my mom, though, Christian. When it was at 4K.
I'm going to miss Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, that one a little south. She still loves me, fortunately, but like, you have to to your point, let everyone make their own choices. And it was her own, I just presented, this is why I'm very bullish on this long term. I know it's going to be super volatile. Like, this is a new industry. It's not going to be just up and to the right forever. You're coming at a time where things are very frothy, and there's a lot of risk in that. And my mom's kind of high risk, high reward like me. So she's still a hodler since whenever 2022 or whenever I first convinced her to buy Ethereum. I know for a fact that you have worked a ton today, and it's almost 10 o'clock at night. So I don't want to keep you much longer, but I would love, can you just share a couple tips for people? And think you're watching people, you have people on Facebook and on LinkedIn watching that maybe aren't so crypto native, but they are all like, the world is becoming influencers and content creators, and there's not going to be a lot of paths left in the age of AI to create and build a career, and the value of building your own personal brand is just so high. So maybe talk a little bit about what that value is of having your own brand and becoming your own funnel, and also some tips of how you would tell someone who was like me when I had my little 100 followers and never thought I would have 1,000. Like, what inspiration can you give them, or little gems of wisdom that help them see that they too can take those first steps, and if they keep taking steps, go on to great growth and build a career and a network of value that is beyond anything you could have imagined?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I love that question, by the way. I think that you leading with your own brand, like your brand being yourself, is something that can be very scary. There's a lot of people that are scared to put themselves out there and share a little bit more of what they're thinking, what their point of view is. This is why a lot of people in this space are obviously doxxed. When you go into Web 2 as a content creator, there's like 99% of the people are undoxed. Sorry, are doxed. Doxed. Yes, doxed. and so relying on your yourself.
Party at Christian's.
Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I heard the music.
Sorry, I just had my thing. I had feedback. Relying on yourself and your brand can be a little bit scary, but nothing knows better about yourself than yourself. And there can be a lot of people doing the same thing as you are, but nobody can tell your story the way that you tell it. Nobody can have the point of view that you have. And so in the terms of AI, obviously there are a lot of platforms and tools that are taking and making content so accessible. The thing that you can do the best is learning about what they're doing, how they're doing it, and leveraging that to make yourself better, learning how to use them instead of being replaced by them. I think that's something that applies to every single role, not just content creation as a whole. And some things that I would say, tips for people that are starting is, you don't know what you want to do or what you want to talk about, just document everything. Document everything and you will find your niche. You will find something that you're passionate about. Do not try to force something just because you see. I'm going to use my friend Eliza as an example. My friend Eliza is incredible at talking about things that are happening worldwide and giving a great digest. She has a newsletter. She shares a lot of opportunities. She has an AI podcast, all that. People see that and think, oh, maybe that's doing so well for her. Let me see if I can do that too. And it doesn't work for them. Why? Because what works for other people, if you try to replicate that, will not necessarily work for you. And sometimes you'll try to force content and force things, and it's just going to burn you out. So my suggestion is, don't focus too much on the number of your following. Focus more on creating the content that you want to create, the consistency. I think that leads you to better places, and connecting with the people that you're building. Even if you have 5 people, make sure you nurture those 5 people. Make sure you know those 5 people. And those people will stick up for you. And then those 5 people will turn into 25 and then 1,000. It's better to have 100 connected followers than 10,000 followers and 5 of them are connected to you.
Yeah.
And in Web 3, unlike Web 2, it's not a numbers game. It's a qualities game.
Yeah. I love that.
Web 2, you can literally go and find an application that gives you campaigns and things like that. And that will take your following, your account, and then maybe they can pay you or something. There are little campaigns for a couple $100. But Web 3, this is where it doesn't matter if you have 5,000 followers, 3,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers. If you have a real audience and you have a real good niche and you're creating good content and you're on your vertical, that's all it takes to be successful.
I love that.
Awesome,
that was
dude.
beautiful. Do you have anything else for him, Mike?
Oh man, you got me thinking about about my how to grow my my content and how to change what I make. And I'm gonna take a lot of these pieces of advice to heart here and actually implement them. And yes, consistency is, so that's the thing I struggled with the most, is like I took on too much, and then at one point I was like, okay, I don't see my kid as much right now. So like I got it to a point where like we're comfortable. Thank goodness for AI. Yes. Especially making clips. Opus Clip is a very great piece.
Incredible.
Oh my god. It just saves so much time. Because I hate editing. I love this fireside chat. I'll talk on stage at a conference or whatever, but and do this all day. But to record a video, no problem. To edit it, I hate it.
Yeah, I am the same.
Yeah.
I don't know a single creator who is like, I love editing my videos.
Yeah, you can get it. You can record a video, boom, an hour, half an hour, get it done nicely.
Yeah.
Editing 4
How do
hours.
we get on Gary Vee's level? He's putting out like hundreds of pieces of content a day. I mean, obviously,
And then once in the pandemic, I grew a TikTok account to almost 100,000 followers, and I was posting 35. I was doing 35 to 40 videos a day.
Oh my God.
And I was, it was insane. It was insane, and that's why I was growing so much. But what happened is that it didn't feel genuine, and I just burnt myself out from the entire content creation. I had to literally take a break of maybe a year. I had to stop doing, and content creation was my main was my main income back then.
Yeah.
And I had
this
to
is
take
maybe the best gift of wisdom that you're giving up in, because there's a lot of us, myself included, you know, autistic, lock in, like I'm going to lock in for a year. And I've burnt myself out several points over my career and never take breaks and never, I mean, I still don't. I just kind of reel it in for a while and try to get back to some kind of equilibrium. But that is such an, like, touch grass. We say that as a joke around here all the time.
No, for sure. For sure. I burnt out in a way where I couldn't even record myself. I went from posting dozens of videos to months of not even touching the social media because I couldn't even like my life became so content driven. Like, and imagine I was doing Web 2 and Web 3 at the same time. So at one point that I remember Web 2, I went to a restaurant and I had to take pictures of the food. I went to a concert and I had to take pictures of the concert because it was content. It was my life. It was my brand. It was a sponsored paid campaign. And then I was working also on creating my brand in Web 3. And so I had Instagram, I had TikTok, I had Twitter, and I was streaming, and I was trying to do so much that I lost my way in all of that, and I just burnt out. And then it took me so long to fall back in love with creating content. And then something that you said earlier about editing videos. Editing videos is I like literally my hats off to all the kids and the people that learned so quick when AI wasn't even like really big, and got to do all that because editing. I mean, it's beautiful. It's just like I'm a talker, I'm a connector. I love creating content, but on my terms. And then I feel like when I'm editing, it takes my essence, and then it's like the creativity, but based on the standards of what's out there and what I think will be good quality. So, which is something that different. Like I started with images. I started with blogs where it's like my words and how I looked, right? And then coming into like creating these like very like professional clips or reaction videos or talking about tech, but also keeping in mind how I want people to perceive it and how ethical or how like high quality it should look like. So it takes away the fun. Which is why I said, please stick to your passion. Identify the thing that you are good at, or the thing that makes you happy, or the thing that interests you, and then create more of that. Be consistent, but don't try to do too many things at once.
I love that.
Oh my God, yes, you'll burn yourself out like crazy. I made a video for my car.
Follow your bliss. I always love that. It's just very simple. Like whatever brings about bliss in you, that's what you should chase more of. You will be successful if you're aligned with your higher calling or whatever, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I made a video for my car the other day. I had a good trading day, and it like there's something that happened in that day in that trading that taught me something. Like, oh, like it's just something that like just trading that I learned. I'm like I had to share this, so I just did a video for my car. I got some new mics from for the conference, and I wasn't wanting to test them out, so just threw my phone on, made a video in the car, and I'm like, this felt nice. I didn't have to edit it too much. You put on put some subtitles behind it, whatever, something quick, but like it was just my thoughts, like just my mental process and how I went to attack these trades that day, and what I learned going forward. And it's a little tidbit that helped me win a trade. because I would have done something like I would have waited for a moving average to cross to go to the downside. I would have got out early, but instead I waited for the bounce, and I got the bounce in a one. I'm like, huh. And then I started. Now I'm continuously trading this way because it's been leading to more success. So, but like I'm like,
Nice.
oh, I learned something today. I gotta share it.
Yeah.
And it was simple. And I used to make these videos where I just paced out around my basement, just talking about how, like, no script, just off the top of my head of how I'm feeling about stuff. And I like that. So I want to do more of the stuff like that because I feel like that's more me than like editing and like what I want the video to look like. What I'm capable of doing are two very different things.
Yeah, you just reminded me of something really, and I think this will be my last tip to leave it to give to the people, and that is that perfectionism is good and it's also bad. And when you're creating content, the most successful content will be, yes, the most informative, the most educational, or the one that gives an opportunity, teaches you something, or the most entertaining. But that also means it's the most easiest and the most digestible type of content, and the one that is the most relatable. It doesn't mean the one that is perfectly written, the one that is the most complicated, the one that it's the most edited, because on a day-to-day, people consume information or entertainment. They're not looking for Wall Street Journal editors or content creators, because even the most institutional companies within crypto or fintech, DeFi, any kind of like financial protocol or platform, they're looking, especially in this space where we're all like in our t-shirts and our hoodies and all that, is like you need to understand the people that you're marketing to, the people that you're creating content to. And so here, brands and companies are realizing that if they're getting a content creator, they're speaking to their audience, they need to also trust the voice of the content creator and their style, and not try to enforce some rigid standards of what they think it should be, so that people can actually relate to it. The content that is the most easy, the most digestible, the most relatable is the content that performs the best. I really, in my career as a creator, I have done so many incredible videos with videographers, and look at the transition, and I'm wearing this and that, and those videos are the ones that everybody's like, oh my God, amazing, but underperform. The most simple, the one that you have the most fun and the most chill, boom, viral.
Perfection is like, nobody likes that. We resent perfection because we all have that. We want to be perfect, but tension between, whatever.
I remember, this is one last story. I remember on my TikTok days, I would do 1 million content and see what's stuck, and I would copy other creators, and I would do these transitions, and I would dress like them, and I would do this, and I would do these funny skits, and I would do blah, blah, and then all kinds of content. Like, my branding was all over. I didn't even know my direction. So one day I saw a video of a mosquito with tape on and like headphones next to it. And I was like, this is so ridiculous. Why are they torturing this mosquito? And I reacted to that video. And at that point, I had done over 100 videos on TikTok. That video got me over 5 million views. And that just like, whoop,
it opens your mind, right?
took my platform from like 2,000 followers to 90,000 followers.
Yeah.
Just from that. And it was because it was like the funniest thing that came so natural that I wasn't copying anyone. I wasn't trying to force a content style or replicating what other people were doing, what was working for them. Because when you try to replicate what works for others, like I said with Eliza, if you try to copy her style, you will probably realize that it won't work for you. Or if you try to copy Nick's style, it won't work for you necessarily. Like, maybe you got lucky in one video, but like you can't replicate.
You can't be consistent with it, right?
You can never be the best copycat. Like, you need to be an original to make it, I think.
Yes. I mean, if you're gonna copy it, try to make it better, so at least you provide a different point of view. But my take is just lead with yourself. And then even with community, and for community builders, my advice would be, don't see your people as transactional. Don't see them as consumers or users. See them as part of a community, basically what community is. See them as part of your own vision. Try to connect them and try to work together with them.
Yeah.
Don't, you know,
It's like
don't
your
try
family.
to,
They're all your kids.
yeah, exactly. Your family, because if you grow, they grow. If they grow, you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I have a couple people I'm noticing show up on my, to my posts and everything. Like, I'm honestly like, when people follow me or say, hey, that trading indicator's working, and like they're just with me wherever I go on the streams and everything like that. It actually brings me a lot of energy. It actually like is really motivating to like, okay, like this is all this time I'm spending is worth it, even if like honestly one person.
Most people quit before the miracle happens.
Yeah, no, like, and I've seen that, like, because honestly, I've been kind of hard on myself lately with with how stagnant the account is. I know it's a bear market. I know things are harder usually, but and I've had some, especially some people in the Vdex community that are just like, trading my indicator and content, commenting on all my posts, and like, I've made them some money or worked, and I'm like, that was it. That was like, that made an entire day. One good comment. Of something I did is like, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. Things are working out. So that's why, like, community for me, like this last bull run, I got really into community. Before I was just kind of like investing on my own, consuming content like crazy, but like getting into community this time around, I've met so many amazing people. Met Mick, like everything is so much better. And like, the people I used to watch, I am now making shows with. So like, I look at that and I have nothing but gratitude for where I'm at. Like, it's really, really cool. And that's why it's so fun to work here. Awesome people. Yeah. It's the key thing.
The Vdex community is beautiful. Something I've seen in the past couple of days is how even in the chats, like they're like, okay, like I have a question, and there's like 5 people that are not even the community team. They're like, oh yes, I can ask you. Shoot, maybe shoot the question. Maybe I have the same question, and they start helping, and then I'm like, hold on, I'm like the moderators, like, hold on, let's see, or I don't tell them, I just take a step back and I see, and I watch them interact with each other, because that's also fostering a community. Fostering a community doesn't mean that you have to handhold the entire people, everybody, and one by one. If there are people that are willing to help and rise up, become your brand ambassadors, that's what you want. You want the community to represent you, represent your company, your vision out there. So you also want to empower them.
Yeah.
That's
the more connections occur within your community, the stronger and more long lasting the community. You want them building relationships with other people in the community. That's like S tier community management.
And I've been, I've been in, and I'm sure at Vdex as well has been this way, in companies where people from the community become part of the team. And it's because they share the vision, they share the genuine interest, and they fall in love with the product or the company and the culture. Culture is so important in building community. And so I just want to give a quick shout out to my moderators, Mustafa, Ujemu. They're working together with me. They're incredible. If you ever need anything, feel free to contact them or feel free to contact me. And
how can people follow you?
Yes.
Where can they follow you?
See, I should have put it here on my name, but it's CrisNochris. You can see it on mixed posts. It's Chris Nochris.
On X. So for anyone else,
it's a play on words. It's the most complicated username, but basically, it's the fact is that my name is not with H, so I'm just trying to say it's Chris. No, Chris. It's what rang in the moment.
First week, so
it's I also wanted to create something very different for Web3, so it just stuck, and then I literally I go to conferences and events and like, hey, it's Chris, and I'm like, oh yes, you get it. And then they're like,
I meant that too. I get it.
Yeah. And then they go and they text me Christian with H, and I'm like, oh, so you don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But yeah.
We need a lot of help around this space, I think.
Yeah.
Well, amazing to have you on. We are going to do a little bit of the charts. you have a ton of work to do tomorrow. We are building.
I need to
a
get some.
rocket
I need to
ship.
get some food and some rest.
Put
Yeah,
gas in
absolutely,
it. Yeah.
man.
So go rest up. I will see you bright and early in the morning. And
Yes.
thank you again for coming on. It has
No,
been
thank
wonderful
you. Thank you
getting
for
to know
having
you
me.
better.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me at the Adoption Pod, and I'm glad more of these spaces exist, and I look forward to seeing more of it. And I wish you both a lot of success and a lot of growth, and I hope everybody that's watching, I wish them that as well. So
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
have a
Great
great
conversation.
night. Have a great day.
Be in the
Thank you so much
office.
for having me. Take care.
Take care, dude.
Bye.
Oh, that was sweet. He's a good. I got lucky, didn't I?
Yeah. You know what it is? We've talked about this so many times. It's just you just attract this, right?
Who
When
you
you
are.
have a certain mindset, you just kind of attract certain people to you.
Yeah.
And it's I've really I never used to
Higher
believe that kind of
vibration
stuff.
is
Yeah.
what I call it. It's just we're on a you like
Mhm.
people on that frequency recognize other people on that frequency. There's no
Absolutely.
fear. It's a different mindset. We're living on a different playing field.
You know, if you asked me 2-3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed this stuff. And then like
Yeah.
I gave it a try. I started doing it, and like it started working, and here we are.
Yeah.
So
If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I would have been getting my butt grabbed by John Daly for a selfie at a networking event, I would have told you probably, but I would have been like drunk. That would have been my life taking a very different direction. Probably would have still found myself in trouble or like doing something there. But yeah, it is. It's incredible. Like, and like, I think that's something we both care about so much. And I always watch Gary Vee. I'm so inspired by his just like, fuck what everybody else thinks. This is your life, the one life you get. And if you're spending it worried about what other people think of you, you are not living. You are outside of your body at all times, more worried about what other people are thinking of you than your own experience and your own dreams and your own goals. And to me, it's like the further and the farther we spread that message, the more awakened, or whatever term you want to use, other people become. It's like, oh, I don't just have to follow these traditional paths that were laid out for me by the government. Like the matrix is.
I can't go back.
Agreeing.
Like I work 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong, but like it's a means to an end. Like it's income for investing for my freedom.
Yeah.
So like, and you know what I mean. Like if I didn't, I still do it, but I still have entrepreneurship on the side. I'm still running a business. I could never go back to just working a 9 to 5. I don't think
I
I
agree.
could ever do. And even if I became financially free, or not, when I become financially free, I'm still going to work. It's just going to be what I choose to do, not like what 100%. I have to do. Right.
Like just getting to help people, like just travel and help people figure it out,
Just like, again, conversations like this bring me so much energy. I can do it all day long. That's why I love conferences. I love just like setting up a mic and just talking with cool people. And it's
5 days.
It's gonna be really fun.
I'm excited to meet your wife as well.
Yeah, she's definitely my better half. It's funny. She's way better.
I already know that. Just so we're
honestly,
clear.
Bringing her is gonna be my superpower, because she's like, I'm the like quiet, reserved one. I'm the one that just watches. Like I'm very I'm like an introvert. Like until I get to know, when I get comfortable with you, then I'm a full on extrovert. But it's she is like my better half, or she always breaks the ice. She doesn't care. She just talks. Like she's good. So
I think I'll love her. She could be my wingman.
Like, yin to my yang, like perfectly. No, you guys are gonna hit off. You guys are gonna love it.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. And you know what's crazy? The 30th. I don't know what day you're gonna be there till, but it's Jay Chain's birthday.
Oh no way! I think I fly out. I wanted to be back earlier for my kids, so I just got the hotel an extra night. So I'm technically staying till the 31st or the 1st, whatever it is. But I'm flying out at like 11:39 at night, so I could probably like go to a dinner or something.
Because there's the influencer awards going on
no way.
On the 30th. Yeah.
The last time that we had one of those, I think they were like one of the most like fudded lists and all. Would nobody know? Where do all these crypto people live? Because none of them are from crypto Twitter.
This one, I think Jay Chain's won some. AJ Wrights Crypto has won a couple.
Okay.
I think Blonde Broker, she won one last year.
I love her. I miss her.
She's awesome.
She's gonna be in Vegas.
I saw her and Ashley at Vegas last year. Yeah, no, it's great. It was great. It's gonna be a good time. Really cool, really great people I know going. I'm pretty sure the lifer is gonna be there too. So if you want to talk to him
Yeah.
about Vdex, I'll see if
Well,
he's got a lifer meetup going on in the Discord. So
locked in.
yeah.
Show us
All
the
right,
chart.
let's look
I
at
have
some
a call
charts.
coming up here with Lily soon. So
Yeah, we're gonna go through it real quick, like we usually do. The in-depth one is always gonna be tomorrow on Trade Daddy. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to Trade Daddies 9 p.m. where me and Jay Chains will go over news, what's going on. I have a lot of news to talk. Canada has a lot of adoption going on right now. Canada launched their own stablecoin. We'll talk about tomorrow. It's gonna be really I did some reading. Canada's got some cool stuff going on. We'll go through tomorrow, and we'll go through the charts. But really.
Canada, of all places.
I know I am not buying a Canadian stablecoin. I'm sorry. I'm sticking with my USDC and
I
my
don't blame you.
USDT. I don't want that peso. Anyways, I still am in the same mindset. We are still in this bear flag until otherwise proven, or not proven, I guess you could say, or proven wrong. This is my uptrend, and I'm kind of seeing on the 3-day chart that we are like rounding a bit, and we've seen this before. Rounding tops are never really good. See how when you start the round doesn't usually end really nicely. So we're rounding here. At the very least, if we come down, it might come back to touch that 21-day moving average again. So probably somewhere, if we forecast it, around 72 again. All in all, I still think if this holds up, we're looking at 45K. Does it take a couple months to get there? Does it take a month to get there?
I'll be a buyer there. I'm not even mad if it's 45K. Like, I just want to get it over with, get there, buy some, and then
you and me both.
Let the bull market
just rip off the Band-Aid.
I know.
I've lived through worse in this market. Just do it, and then it's done. And then just
watch
buy.
It just like rip straight from here to like 200K. We never get our entries.
I know
the
that's
crypto
the
experts are never the crypto experts. Maybe that is the best advice we could ever share, is like, you have to, it's all risk, right? Like but at the same time, literally everything you do in life is risk. Walking out your door, which job you choose, which industry you choose might be outdated by everything is a risk. Take risks with asymmetrical reward. Don't take risks that like, I'm going to, they think they're playing it safe, and they're like, I'm going to take this safe job and I'll make this much, and then I can save for retirement and all that. Well, the world is changing around you. So that might've been you share the story about your parents, like when they started investing and building, they had planned for what would have been a perfect retirement at that time, but it evolves so quickly, and the inflation just gets higher and higher. We're accelerating on that track. So I think you have to take the risk of not taking a risk is higher than the risk of taking a risk, to me.
Absolutely. And it's funny, like you say, that there's two mindsets to it. Like, the negative person will think, oh, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And then the positive person will always say, this, like, will always like, what if this opportunity shows itself? Like, what I mean? Like, they look at it so differently. And I see that, in my mom. Like, my mom has really high anxiety. She didn't have a very stable childhood. So to survive that, you have to adopt that fear, that anxiety, because it's fight or flight. You have to survive it. Now, unfortunately, that you're no longer in that environment and you're living in abundance, but like, you have that fear, that anxiety, and it's always that worst case scenario first. Whereas, like, I'm the opposite now. Like, I'm always looking at the bright side. Like, sure, this could happen. The negative could happen, but what if the positive happens? What if this happens? Like, right? That's cool, right?
You can plan. Like, don't just be like a first order or whatever thinker. Like, have plans for, okay, if this goes this way, my next move is this, and if it goes this way, how am I going to capitalize on that? Like,
and that's the mind of a trader. Like, and as you're trading, you need to develop that as trading, because if you have an idea and you're just blinded to that one idea, you're going to fail. Because if I see a Head and Shoulders, oh no, now it kind of looks like a double top. Like, it
all looks the same to me anyways.
So but as you learn the charts, you will start to you got to be flexible and be able to, with new data, you got to be able to change your thesis, right? Don't just be married to one idea. That's why, like, Peter Schiff says, oh, Bitcoin's never going to go anywhere. It's like, bro, like, come on, how can we not prove it to you anymore?
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's delusional.
Bitcoin.
I think it's a personal. I think it's just a personal. He's
I
been
think
wrong
it's
for
I
so
think it's
long
his
that any
brand
kind of
now. I think
dips
it's his
he's like,
brand to like the shit on to Bitcoin, but
yeah,
because some people just don't need it. Some people are just already so rich that they
yeah,
just don't need it. But like when go back to my parents were lucky because they grew up in an era where you have a pension that pays you a certain amount of money until you die. Those
yeah,
pensions don't exist anymore. Where now you just get maybe like a matching or something like that, like a contribution to a
dang,
401k, RSP, whatever, and you have a certain amount of money that you've accumulated during your working career, and that has to last you till you die. But now you're
dang.
not getting the kind of return that you used to get. My
Yeah,
parents were sitting in like retirement funds making 13%. Those same things make like 2% now,
yeah,
right? You're barely getting inflation. And what they say is inflation and what real inflation is are two very different worlds.
yeah,
Right. So that's the problem, the dilemma that we have in this world now. And this is why like I make content, because I see this. That's why my name is the Modern Canadian. My name is the Modern Canadian because the old ways don't work anymore.
yeah.
I have to do it the modern way, which is
I
crypto
love that.
and digital
I don't
currencies.
think
Like,
you've ever shared that before. I love that.
have I not shared that? My
I don't
first
think so.
video, a script that I made, I never actually made the video, was like, it was the old ways don't work anymore. It was because my parents, the way I
Make the
saw
video,
their life,
dude.
it's gonna be so boring.
Literally
People don't
what
want
we've
to
been
hear that
talking about
stuff.
tonight. Make the video.
Okay.
Expect to
I'll
see it
have
on
to
the
rewrite the
Vdex
script because tomorrow. Let me stay up all night.
Yeah. You gotta start time.
I will be making more videos like that for sure. But when it comes to Bitcoin, until we break up like 80K and above, I don't see us being going up any higher. Just in this channel, as long as we stay and don't break this upper trend line, I'm still a bear. If we do break it, then you're going to have to entertain the idea that we have a double bottom. I've shown you guys this before, that it could be a W, and we revisit this liquidity here around what's it, 91, which is the 200-day moving average on the 3-day chart. We could very well go up there, still be bearish, take that 200-day moving average and just get rejected.
Reject it.
That's or we can even, the price may go above
Yeah.
the 200-day moving average here, but what'll happen is the 21-day moving average won't. It'll come up here. Price will shoot up here, but that white line will come up, bounce off it, and come right back down, and then it'll be a fake out, right? People will think, oh my god, we're back, like new all-time highs loading, and like they kind of want that stuff in because that's a lot of liquidity coming in, and they just dump it. Right, the market makers are going to try to catch people on the most people on one side of the fence.
Don't scare the hose, Mike.
but we gotta dollar cost average is the best strategy, proven. No matter what, just buy.
100%.
If you have discretionary income that you can put aside that you do not need for years down the road, put it aside in the Bitcoin or whatever crypto you feel comfortable with. For me, it's Bitcoin at this point. If you want to get to altcoins, get to altcoins later. Bitcoin's running the show right now.
Yep, I agree. And you'll have to tune in next week to find out what's happening with Bitcoin. If you're on Facebook, this is probably the only time you ever hear about Bitcoin. So this is like, build up some excitement. Next week, will we be above or below the 21-day moving average? It's exciting stuff.
So I'll give a little forecast about next week. Let's see. I historically, the Bitcoin conference, Bitcoin kind of dumps. Mind you, last year we were pumping in, getting into the Bitcoin conference and then going down like during it. So I anticipate, again, I think we're near the top of this channel. This could be a double top. I say down. I say we're going to probably come down to that 21-day moving average on the 3-day, which is that 72. Revisit that liquidity down there. Whether we tag the top of this channel first at 80K or not, but we're struggling here. We haven't been able to get above 78. We made that last week. We made that rip up to 78, and we haven't been able to get above it.
Trend looks good to me.
Yeah, well, the 4-hour trend here looks good, but again, you got high stochastics curving down. So I go to the daily. As long as we stay with the 21-day moving average here, we're good. But who knows? I don't know where it's going to go. I'm not going to pretend I do. This could very well be a double bottom, and we could be loading up for something really nice. A nice spring.
I had just been so convinced by what you said that we were going south. I was like, I'm going to go open 100x Bitcoin short for the Vdex competition, and then now I'm like, ooh, I should go open 100x Bitcoin long for the Vdex competition. That's how easy it's like. The stuff is hard. I leave it
trying to
pros.
catch. I'm actively trying to catch this move.
Yeah.
Twice I've taken 2 trades and I close the trades. I break even because I don't want to. I'm trying to just catch the momentum down, but it keeps popping back up again. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying. Even if we hit 80K, I'm probably gonna short it. I want to catch this move, so I will try my best because this, like, 80K to 45K is a legendary move.
Let me know when you do that. I'll put some money on that when you're confident that it's ready.
I will probably not be confident because it could change on a whim. What I will do is when
I'm
we
used
have
to losing money, Mike. It's fine.
when we have nice price action going up and it starts to stall out, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's usually what I'm going to look to put in my short. But all in all, I still think we're in a downtrend. Tomorrow we'll get into the nitty gritty. We'll get into some news, and we'll show you the trading competition, how I'm doing. But again, the trading competition is live. So sign up on Vdex. It's super, super easy. You just go to competition, hit join now, and register. I'm not registered with this account. I'm on my other account. I'm registered. But we will, I'm top 13.
Let's
So
go.
see if you guys can. I'm trying to get that at least top 10, but I'm pretty sure if I just started trading today,
the lose to earn bracket, and I'll be proud of you.
I trade every day, so I'm pretty sure I'll just naturally get there. Like I literally trade every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if the market's good on Thursday, Friday, I'll trade. But
one last thing I want to say on that is if you're new to Vdex or the arena and you sign up for your account and make a deposit for this competition, there is deposit matching live. So for every $100, or not for every $100, sorry, for the first $100 you get 20. If you put in 200, you get 100 in credits, and if you put in 500, you get 200 in credits. So kind of free leg up into the competition, some extra margin for those of you who haven't joined yet. We're only on day 2. The volume, I think they're based algorithmically. So on the volume side, there's multiple factors. It's not just like sheer volume, but also like percentage of trades or some kind of fancy algorithm that Jason worked out over there. So
absolutely, the volume one is sick. Like you have 5K in arena tokens from 4th to 10th place. So that's pretty sweet. So I don't know if I'll get up in the P&L win or loss. I'm going to try my best. But I will.
Maybe you will.
The volume, I'm pretty sure I'll be a lock for the volume.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, don't forget to tune in to Trade Daddies tomorrow at 9 EST. We also have Vdex trading hours tomorrow at, I believe, noon. We'll have Cristian, Chris, Jose, and myself on again. Maybe I can wrangle Jason to come on for a few minutes to talk about the competition. But we will.
Are you guys doing a space?
Huh?
Are you doing it? Is it a live stream or a space?
Yeah, the trading hours that Jose does sometimes.
Okay,
we're trying to be more regular. We're picking up momentum.
All right, I'll pop in the chat. If it was a space, I'd plug in at work and I'd be in the space.
Yeah. We're doing a live stream. We're doing it live, Mike.
Do it live. All right. Thank you so much for popping by. Great conversation today. I learned some stuff. I got to think about my content creation and where I want to go with this. Honestly,
I give up.
He gave me some. He had some really good nuggets of gold there. So
very aspirational and inspirational, and I love people that share that kind of energy. I think we've had some amazing people on the show the last couple of weeks that just have a heart for humanity, and I think if we can spread that disease of actually caring about each other and trying to help each other,
positivity. That should be the new pandemic. The new pandemic should be positivity, right? That's what we want. We want to spread positivity. We want to spread the word. The entire idea of the adoption pod is to spread adoption, and things like this. People building like projects like Vdex is adoption, and soon they're going to have a prediction market. So that's a more adoption, because the World Cup is coming, and if you guys launch it, I'm going to be very happy by then. You never heard of the World Cup? No, me neither. Actually, the hockey playoffs are going on right now, so
that should be all you care about. Are you on Cockbook right now?
Bro, I don't even know Cockbook. I haven't been on Cockbook in a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
But like every time, I'm already every time I think of the playoffs, I'm like, oh, Cockbook. I did very well last year.
I know.
Very happy.
I did very poorly. I had a few early lucky wins, and then it was just then I was cocky. You know how it goes downhill from there.
Honestly, I still love them. They're a great community, and
Yeah.
I love that whole entire meme.
There's
It's
no
great.
community like the cock community.
Hey, sometimes
I'm gonna clip that and send it tomorrow. Shout out cock.
Clip it. Yeah, clip it. I think you can just tell the StreamYards to clip it and it'll clip.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how this goes. Anyways, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys next week in Vegas for episode 40. I don't know how we're going to do it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we'll pre-record something, but if we can do a live, we'll do a live, even if it's only for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you
guys.
guys.
Live asking, walking down the streets of Vegas, how much crypto people have.
That'll go really well.
Might be a weird show, so tune in.
Especially in Bitcoin. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Turn it up one more time. You already know what it is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we back at the end. Yeah, that's wild. And the episode down, added to the file. From the stories to the laughs to the real talk too. You pulled up, press play, let us ride with you. Woo. Crypto convos, guests from everywhere. Big ideas, real voices in the air. If you made it this far, then you already know we're building for the future. Watch adoption grow. Let's go. This is Adoption Pod. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. Thank you. Hit play, hit like, hit share. Click, click, click. We'll be right back, right there. Adoption Pod. Yeah, we love this squad. We do. To the next low drop. Next one. Keep the fam love running non-stop. Adoption Pod. Shout out the parents, the kids, the crew, the ones in the system. Yeah, we see you too. Every voice, every journey, every eye got through. You the reason that we do what we do. From the first time listeners to the day one strong. If you learn one thing, then we did our job. Mass adoption, one combo at a time. Tapping next week, yeah, you know the vibe. This is Adoption Pod. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hit play, hit like, hit share. Don't forget, we'll be right back, right there. Adoption Pod. Let's go. Yeah, we love this squad. Family to the next low drops. Keep the fam love running non-stop. From your couch, from your car, late night scroll. If you laughed, if you learned, and we hit that goal. Drop a comment, a story that you wanna explore. We'll be back next week with a little bit more. Let's go. This is Adoption Pod. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hit play, hit like, hit share. Run it up. We'll be right back, right there. Adoption Pod. Yeah, we love this squad. To the next low drops. Next week, keep the fam love running non-stop. Adoption Pod. Adoption Pod. Yeah, see you next episode.